Hi everybody, I'm here tonight to talk about a whiskey that's just been released, and that's mainly because I had a wee bit of banter with Andre Almeida from Loch Lomond. Hi Andre, hope you're watching. About a review for a new whiskey that Loch Lomond have produced, and I thought, well, put your money where your mouth is and do it yourself, McCallum. So I've come on to decide that I'll do it myself, give you all an insight to it, and see if you think it's any good. So my first video, let's see how it goes. So bad boy mate to talk about is the new Loch Lomond single grain peated. A lot of people are very standoffish when it comes to peated whiskey, and I'll just throw in here, by the way, yes, I used to work for Loch Lomond. It's by no means, this is totally independent, this is me doing this. I'm still a fan of their whiskies. I think they do some fantastic stuff there, and I'm a huge advocate of the single grain and the current single grain they do. Added to that with single grains, I mean, you know, some of the single grains that are out there, the aged versions, the 25, 30-year-olds that are out there, I'm a huge fan of theirs because at a margin of the price that you would pay for a 25, 30-year-old single malt, you're still able to get some fantastic flavours coming through. As I say, for a startup journey, if you were looking at maybe starting off your whiskey journey, you know, it's a great place to go to get some fantastic whiskey aged at a margin of the price that you'd pay, as I say, for some of your age statements of single malt. But anyway, talking about the single grain from Loch Lomond, obviously I have a pretty preconceived idea of what this is going to taste like because of its forerunner, which again was great. Loch Lomond have the huge advantage in the world of having pretty much everything on their doorstep when it comes to their distillery. They've got a grain distillery there, they've got a malt distillery there, they've got their own cooperage, and it's been akin to, or called pretty much something like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Quite difficult for you to get in there, but when you do get in there, it's a fantastic place to see both a malt and a grain distillery and a cooperage and everything going on that goes on there. So it was a pleasure to be there working. Their single grain, as I say, I've been a huge advocate of, and I think it's a fantastic way to start your journey. I always looked at it as maybe something more akin to a sort of summery flavour for me, something you can add into a cocktail. You know, even just a touch of soda water for those that aren't quite up there with the taste of their whiskey to start off with, and just giving it the different flavours that come through. So when I heard that they were going to do the peated one, I thought, well, that's really intriguing. The fact that Loch Lomond single grain is unique and it's made with 100% malted barley, which makes a lot of people say, well, why is it not a single malt then? Due to the fact that single grain is made with a variety of different grains. And that's purely down to the fact the way it's distilled. It's distilled in continuous stills or Kofi stills. And if you want to know more about that, there's plenty of information on the net. We're here to talk about this bad boy. So aesthetically, I'm over the moon. They've kept it in the tube. Those of you that know or have seen Loch Lomond whiskies, they've just had a revamp of their packaging. Again, it looks fantastic. They've done a great job on the packaging side of life, and they've kept the single grain in this tube the same as its forerunner. I think this one's got a little bit more information on it. It certainly stands out a lot more with that black and that green, and they, as I say, I think there's a little bit more information in there, giving those that aren't accustomed to single grains more information that they need. Unique for Scotland in the fact that it's, as I say, 100% malted barley. And I just think they've done a great job with that carton. So I'm sure the guys at Glencatrin aren't over the moon because they'd have probably preferred it to go down the line and get packed in a box, but hand packing it is, guys. But there we go. So that'll be the carton. The bottle, again, standout, fantastic. Those of you that know Loch Lomond single grain original, it's in a black and a red bottle, this being in the black and the green. The black and the green and the gold really do stand out. Fantastic colourings. I really am impressed with that. Well done. It really does look good. The black bottle, a lot of people question why it's in a black bottle. I think for most reasons, it's probably due to the fact of the colourings. As I say, single grain gets a bad run sometimes, and people don't give it the respect that it really is due. And it's quite light in colour quite often, and that puts people off. I've never been a huge one for holding up my whiskey and being amazed at the colouring. Yes, if you're drinking a 30, 40-year-old whiskey, you can't be anything but amazed at the fact that the colouring that the casks give off to that. But, there are whiskies out there that are 10-year-old, 15-year-old, 25, 30-year-old. They're the same whiskey, from the same company, and they're the exact same colour. So that doesn't do anything for me. It's all to do with the nose and the palate that does it for me, and that's why I've never really been worried about a single grain being so light in colour. But no, well done on the packaging again, Loch Lomond, fantastic. It really does look the part, and it's a talking point. And especially when you line up the single malts from Loch Lomond, which are in cartons and light bottles, and then you have this sat next to it in a tube rather, black bottle. It's whether you're at a show or in a shop, people are instantly going to go, oh, what's that? And it's a great packaging thing. So well done. Right, let's see what it takes. Right, I will confess, I tried videoing this about 10 minutes ago. I opened it and I dropped the bottle. Unfortunately, it didn't smash because it's the only one I've got. So I haven't tried it yet, but we'll see how this goes. Oh, never miss that noise. Never miss that noise. Let's put that top on in case I do drop it. So here we go. Oh, straight away, yeah, that unmistakable smell of peat, unmistakable, but not overpowering, not in any way overpowering. A little bit like the Inchmoan that the Loch Lomond do, peated version of their 12-year-old, but no way overpowering. Yeah, nice. That's certainly not, obviously, like the original single grain. Yeah, wow. Yeah, that does give the wow factor. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so you're starting off with almost summery fruits, I'd say, and a little bit of vanilla coming through. A little bit of summery fruits and vanilla coming through initially. But it's the finish that does it. That's definitely it. Straight away, that recognisable citrusy flavour that you used to get with the original single grain, which is quite synonymous with single grains. You normally get quite a bit of a citrusy flavour coming through. But that's there. But then you've got this little bit of peatiness and smokiness coming through right at the end there, but that citrusy flavour just dulling it down a bit, so that even if you weren't a peated fan, I think that citrus would just knock it back a little bit. That citrusy flavour would just knock it back a bit to endear you to have another drink, should we say? Yeah, you've done it. You've really done that justice there, Michael, and everybody at the distillery involved in producing this. Not something I'd have thought you'd have done, but it really is fantastic. It's as I was saying about the colouring there, you can see that can be off-putting to some people. That light colouring there that people think, oh, they've got to look with their eyes. I never look with my eyes. It doesn't worry me about looking with my eyes. But that wonderful smoky peaty smell there's. I mean, that in a blind tasting, maybe not so much on the colouring, but that would fool a lot of people into thinking they were drinking something not so harsh from Islay, but something lightly peated from Islay that would definitely pull you in, and I'd go as far to say I'm actually preferring this to the original single grain, because you've got that added peatiness in there. I never used to be a huge peated fan. I have over the years. I think it's something as age brings you on that akins you into more appreciating it more. But that it's not overpowering in any way. Not overpowering in any way. It really is. That really is good, guys. That really is fantastic. That's a pleasure to drink. Yeah, what more can I say apart from they've done a fantastic job on that. Just a quick 5 minutes it was, guys. I thought, as I say, I put my money where my mouth was, Andre. Hopefully I've done it justice. guys, I'd certainly recommend a bottle of that. And yes, Jim, Stevie, Callum, I'll send you a sample for you to try. Slàinte.